win was this. I feel like this was a must win to save the playoff hopes for this team this season, TJ.
All right, 100% must win to save the playoff hopes. But I mean, this is an epic win. This is a gigantic win. We won on the road, Big Ten play. The team got it done. And let's just be honest. Can we be honest? We don't lie here. We kept Nebraska in the game. This was Michigan against Michigan. Listen, man, the play at the end of the first half, we'll get into it. That gave them 7. The field goal we allowed them to get, that gave them 3. 10 points easily given to Nebraska that shouldn't have gotten. I mean, Michigan honestly should have railroaded this team. A lot of positives, areas to clean up. This team is sloppy as shit. I'm not saying anything anyone doesn't know. Very sloppy team, very poor fundamental play, but a lot of positives, man. And I'll be honest, that defensive line, they came to play, boys. They came to play. Did. And let's just say they let me know. They told TJ to shut the fuck up today. That's what they did. The defensive line essentially said, shut the fuck up, TJ. And I'm okay with that. I have no problem with the defensive line telling me to shut the fuck up because, bro, what did we get? 7 sacks and how many pressures, bro? I mean, and it was coming from everywhere. I mean, there was a lot of pressures. There was some schematic pressures, but I was so happy to see it. Offensive line played pretty good
7
today.
Sacks, 40 solo tackles too.
But you're right, John. Let's stick to we'll do like a 30-foot a 3,000-foot view of this thing. For the program, this is major. For Bryce Underwood, this is major. Mar, shut the fuck. You're right. Hey, I'm with it, baby. I'm with it. Derek Moore, what's up, son? Derek Moore really played well today. I'm so proud of that defensive line. Erashawn Benny played well, bro. We'll get into it. We'll break down the offense and defense like you said, but this is such a big win for this program. And now Sharon's back. Sharon's back now. So I can't wait to see. Biff did his job, although we'll get into that first half blunder. That was some bullshit. But a lot to be excited about. I mean, like, think about this. Look how good the team has so many bright spots, but we played so poor and we still won on the road, man. What a win. Good fucking win, boys. Good win.
Absolutely. We said this beforehand. This game is a must win because really, and it was a must win, by the way, for both teams. Like, both teams felt like this was a must win. But Michigan got a little bit more because really this determined whether Michigan was still in the playoff hunt or maybe a 7-5, 8-4 team again. This win set the path where you still have one loss to go and you can still get into the playoffs. So like what this set up, TJ, is a really good situation for the rest of the year. Just from a high level perspective, it was an interesting mix today of the philosophies of Sharon Moore, of Chip Lindsey, of Wink Martindale. And you're right. There was some stuff that I really liked. There are some people that I want to give raises to. And there are some people who I'm going to call for their firing today on this episode. But we won. And that's the most important thing. We won, and it doesn't matter if you win pretty or you win by 1 point. Michigan won the game. So
right. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, John. Winning's winning. You know, the great philosopher Socrates said that shit. But I would just say, John, I know where you're going to go with that firing thing.
Uh-huh.
And I agree with pressure. I think there needs to be some pressure. I don't, can we just be honest? We just have a lack of talent at that wide receiver position, man. Like, we just do. Mm-hmm. We just do. You know, and you want, and not you, but we want 5-star level shit, 5-star restaurant level food. And we're getting our food, we're getting our ingredients at the fucking McDonald's. Local. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate. I mean, look, McCauley looks nice, and we saw his athleticism today. They need to utilize him more. They need to scheme that fucking dude open. I like Samaj. I'm gonna be honest with you. Samaj is making me proud. I know a lot of you might. I don't know how Elijah feels, but the rest of this wide receiver core, though, man, come on. I'd love to see Andrew Marsh get more opportunity. But I am not anywhere near firing anyone yet. I just
okay.
But do I agree? Do I agree that attention and awareness should be brought, and should seats be warm, because it's not like the team is playing phenomenal. There's a lot of coaching issues here, man. A lot. But let's celebrate a victory, John. Let's celebrate
that's absolutely my
victory,
point. Yes. Yeah. I want to start with the positive, right, on offense. So the positive on offense is that we were really worried about the lines. Right, for the last couple of weeks, we were really worried about the lines. It was reported that before Sharon Moore went on his NCAA vacation for a little while there, he had been working with the O-line. And even the little bit of time that he worked with the O-line, it looked like it paid off, because the run blocking in particular was absolute money today. And I don't say that often. It reminded me of some 22-23 shit, right? Whether it was an A gap separation, whatever the gap was that was assigned to be created, whether it was Garnera and Sprague working together to get it, whether it was Link, who I've been very critical of, and Afobe working together to get it, that opened up Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall, who also had a good game today, which I was very happy about. That opened the door for a rushing attack that we really, that's Michigan's DNA. 286 yards on the ground today, TJ. 105 receiving. This looked like a 2023 special. This looked like a Sharon Moore 2023 special, but I'm okay with it, because in this case, we did what it took to win the game. That's what's different about me being okay with the pounding the rock towards the end, especially, is that it was working, right? There was separation being driven by the O-line. We were winning the trench battle. And so because of that, smash ball became a factor, right? The receivers it was drop city for sure, except McCauley. I thought McCauley did a really good job in multiple areas today. Klein is back. But the bottom line is, really, I want to give a raise to Coach Alford. And I want to keep Coach Alford at all costs, because clearly the run is still being maintained at an elite level. And you got to give him credit for that. And I will say, I also want to give a lot of credit to the O-line group of coaches, Grant Newsom, Castillo, and Sharon Moore himself, who got involved. And so those things I want to say is a positive, right? Those things are good. I am going to continue on the Ron Bellamy train, though, because in this instance, while some of the balls were zipped by Bryce, and I'm going to say that, Bryce wasn't at all perfect today. Bryce, fastballs, a little too much for my liking right now. Some balls that were 5-yarders, but at the end of the day, could there have been some more catches? Let's all be honest. There could have been some more catches on some of those balls today. And that brings me back to Ron Bellamy and what the hell is going on in that receiving room. Here's all I want to do, TJ, and then I'll volley it back to you. All I want to do is find 3 guys that can have good hands, can catch the ball, and they're the starters, right? I think McCauley is check. Maybe Marsh. Maybe Kendrick Bell, maybe someone else. I don't know, but that, this year it's going to be a crapshoot, because we don't have that alpha, that obvious, as you said, that elite restaurant type talent,
top ingredient shit.
Top ingredient, so you got to do what you can with what you have. But I just want to see them put the best, the 3 guys that can catch balls, put them on the field.
So in my opinion, yes, Underwood's throws have zip. Good wide receivers catch those fucking balls. Let's just be completely honest here. Those are NFL throws. In the NFL, that's common shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I know this is college. You're like, well, I don't care. These kids need to catch the damn ball. Michigan needs to upgrade its wide receiver talent. If I'm putting out my best weapons offensively, it's McCauley, Samaj Morgan, Andrew Marsh, Marlon Klein. That is my best offensive set, with Justice Haynes in the backfield, and shout out to Jordan Marshall, rotating Jordan Marshall in. That is your best set, period. You got to catch those balls. I don't care if it's got zip. It's not a Joe Milton throw.
True.
Okay? He's not like those are catchable balls, okay? And And look, as high as I am on McCauley, I mean, he really misplayed that throw by Samaj Morgan on that trick play. He needed to readjust to that. I don't know why he was wide open. For some reason, he felt he needed to touch the end zone before he turned his effing head. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think Michigan has enough weapons to be dangerous. I really need to see Andrew Marsh out there. I'm surprised I didn't see him more.
Yeah. He
He's
was
probably
really
the most
looking good
skilled
last
wide
game,
receiver.
TJ.
I'm sorry, say it, John.
He was really looking good last game, TJ. Marsh.
I thought so. I thought he looked better. You know, I mean, we saw in the it was either I think it was the New Mexico game where he looked like the moment was a little too big for him, but I thought in the Central Michigan game he was looking better. But at the same time, bro, I think with McCauley, with Samaj Morgan, with Andrew Marsh, with Marlon Klein, and Justice Haynes, you have enough weaponry to be effective offensively. We know this. And then now you got Bryce Underwood, who's doing the QB runs. The offensive line's doing a pretty good job. Evan Link had a very bad misplay on the QB run to the left where
right.
it was like at with 8 yards. Evan Link totally missed his fucking
completely
guy.
Whiffed the block there.
Disgusting. Disgusting, bro. Come on, brother. You can do better. I mean,
just
whatever.
Let me see what Frazier can we just see what Frazier can do?
Well, you got to get healthy. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're not wrong. So we had Ephobian for El Hadi, and we had Grenera in for
Norton,
correct?
Whoever.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's that's so funny. Michiganders like how's Evan Link the best? That's so funny. You know, he knows I know. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I mean, look, it's wild because we really should have beat this team by 17, 20 points.
I agree.
Well, we got the victory, and it doesn't matter. Our next game's against Wisconsin, right, John?
Correct. Yeah, we have a bye next week.
Okay, so let's see. There now defensively. Let's kind of talk defensively. We hit on offense.
Well, real quick, Bryce. Real quick on. I will say, Bryce. Even though the receiving game was rough, I am very happy that they're going more with the Bryce run. There were times where it really. I mean, obviously there was a fumble in there, but there were times where it really worked well. Bryce is good on the run, and when there are no other opportunities, everybody's covered, and he has a lane. I'm really glad that they're letting him unleash. I really think that made the difference, especially towards the end when we were playing clock management. Very effective clock management, by the way, on offense. That 15-yard, that was classic Michigan boa constrictor, grinded out 15-play drive to just take out a whole bunch of clock. Love that on offense. Love that for us. And obviously defense had to hold up too. So we can definitely hit on that and how defense kept Mini Mahomes to 27 points.
Well, let me hit on this offensively, John.
Yeah.
Justice Haynes.
Oh,
I don't feel like we've honestly given Justice Haynes enough attention. I mean, I know.
Let's do it.
He's even exceeding my expectations right now, and I was very high on Justice Haynes. I mean, we're talking, and someone mentioned it on Twitter. Someone was like, "We have a Doak Walker award-winning candidate here," and I think you're right. I mean, I think Justice Haynes is potentially, if he keeps this up, we're talking Heisman consideration, bro. Like that's the level of play he's playing at right now. So, big time player, and I'm just ecstatic to see him thriving right now. I mean, so when you have Bryce, who looked even though Bryce was, I got the numbers here, 12 for 22. I mean, how many drops? 5, 6, and only 105 yards. But I mean, he really didn't need to. It's kind of crazy. Like he did his job, in my opinion. I don't look at Bryce Underwood thinking he didn't do what was required. I mean, there was really one throw where I was like, Bryce really let that one go, but
it was like JJ McCarthy circa Penn State 2023.
How many? All right, so it's funny. So I said 6 drops, and then Zent goes 6 that I counted. Then THS last says no, it wasn't 6. Well, what is it? I mean, it was pretty fucking high. I mean, all right, ZNet says it was 6. I don't know. It was fucking a lot, boys. It was far too many than it should be. But offensively, I think at least the offense looks competent to the point of to me, this offense, now the receivers got to be better, right? But to me, this offense does look like a playoff caliber offense. And I don't mean like dominating. I mean good enough to get us in it. And And I think that's good. Defense, and if we can switch to defense, John.
Let's do. I will say this. I actually tweeted Haynes for Heisman. I think he is doing and you're absolutely right. We should be giving him more credit. He is doing a phenomenal job. He is up there, in my opinion, with some of the best running backs that Michigan has brought out there. The way that he fights for the extra yards, the way that he cuts, the way that he just finds a way. Now, granted, the O-line has been helping. They've been doing better. I will say that. And even Link, I know Link whiffed on a big one. Link also helped in multiple areas with separation in the gaps to get Haynes and Jordan Marshall out there. But Haynes has been on one. This is now his 4th straight 100-yard game, and we will have to go way back in the record books to find the last running back to have 4 straight 100-yard games. It is very impressive, and I think it does need. You're 100% right. Well, we should focus on him more.
I thought I read somewhere he's on pace to break the Michigan rushing record right now. I read a tweet that said he's on pace to break the Michigan rushing record in a season. I don't know. Double check me on that. It was Twitter. You never know. AD says, is there going to be call-ins? Yes, there will be call-ins. We're just going to do our analysis and read some super chats here. The link will be in the chat here. We just didn't want you guys waiting all day because we know some of you guys wait a very long time. Now to hit on the defense, John. Boys, we got to learn how to fucking tackle. Could you imagine if we were tackling? Like, why are we not wrapping up?
Yeah, the lack of wrap up is wild.
I don't even understand.
Multiple times Raiola should have been. I mean, granted, it's tough to criticize too much with 7 sacks. 7 sacks is a good amount of sacks, but there were moments where we could have done it more. There were moments where we could have stopped more plays. Like you said at the beginning, this could have been a 45-10 type game with a couple of tweaks. This was a Michigan game in most areas. I love the D-line. I thought the D-line played. Jayshon Barham at edge needs to stay. Like he is an absolute beast. And I will say this, TJ, I think he makes Derek Moore better. I think that the level of competition and just general play has now brought the entire line up with Barham playing at that edge position.
Well, with Barham at edge, what it does is it allows the other guys to get one-on-ones and win their battle. And not only that, when the attention's on Barham, who was absolutely giving havoc in the backfield, it makes the offensive line more uncomfortable. It makes Raiola more uncomfortable. That honestly, the defensive line is the reason we won today. Justice Haynes and the defensive line is why we won today. Okay, so it was great to see. I mean, you're right. It allowed Derek Moore to get opportunity. Rayshon Benny had some action today. The team just played really well. I will say that the area of concern for me is the running game. The run defense. I think the run defense needs to get tighter. It's not where it needs to be. It's only week 4 though. It should get tighter. I feel they are. See what's happening. What we're seeing before our eyes, guys, is Michigan's identifying its strengths and weaknesses. You're looking at it. For example, you're now seeing Bryce Underwood running the ball. You are now seeing Barham rushing the passer. You're seeing Michigan identify areas where it is more effective versus doing the opposite, right? Keeping Barham at linebacker, not running Bryce Underwood, which we'll get into maybe at some point in the show. But I just feel that we're learning. And I'll say this too, like the linebacker play. Okay, can I just make an announcement? I want to make an announcement.
Okay.
Cole Sullivan needs to never miss a snap. Okay, I need Cole Sullivan on that field 100% of the fucking time. That kid
is a dog.
Playmaker. How many interceptions? He has 2 on the year already. Sacks. Laying dudes the fuck out. I mean, Cole Sullivan needs to be on the field. I need Cole Sullivan next to Houseman. Move Barham to edge. I want TJ Gott to be the backup to Barham. Put Derek Moore on the other side. That's fine. That's where we are. That, in my opinion, that's where we are. Jair Hill is a little too touchy right now, bro. You got to stop being so damn handsy. You got to stop grabbing onto the offensive player. I mean, I am a fan of Hill. He's just got to get a little tighter. I think Hillman's a freaking dog, by the way. I'm so glad they did not do targeting on him. Hillman's playing fantastic. And then Jaden Sanders, I think we got one. I think we got one with Jaden Sanders. I think Jaden Sanders is going to be an all Big Ten corner at some point. We're talking about a true freshman, people. A true freshman who looks very good, not out of place. Excited about him. Let's see, who else? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at on defense. I will say before we close out of here, John, I made a post on Twitter that did kind of do pretty well. And it was essentially just breaking down what are our issues as a team. Our issues are this: wide receiver, tackling, special teams. We didn't even get into that, John. Special teams has been sloppy as shit. And then secondary blown coverages. That's the other thing, man. This back end's got to get tighter on the coverages. It's getting it. But now my thought is potentially, we saw this last year. It probably will get tighter. It probably will get, but it needs to be tighter from the beginning, not the middle forward. So I'm interested to see how it evolves and progresses. And then finally, let's hit on this, John, because everyone's kind of the malpractice at the end of the first half, not calling a timeout and allowing Nebraska to run the clock down to 2 and take a fucking shot. Come on, Biff.
Yeah, that was.
Come on, Biff.
And he's been good with his timeouts, so that's why it kind of shocked me. He was actually pretty good last week with his timeouts.
That's 7 points we should have had. This game should have been not even as close as it was. We allowed them 7. And then to drop TJ Guy into coverage and he's in the end zone. What are we doing? And then the DB's not knocking that ball down. It's in that you see it. It's in the air. You see that shit. It's a 50-yard throw. There's zero reason you are not in a position to knock that ball to the ground. Disappointing. There's maybe somebody watching right now who's like, we won. Why are we being critical? Listen, we're hard on our team here. We want this team to be a playoff team. Now, listen, I'm very happy about the victory. There is reason for celebration. There's a lot of positives. But we're going to be honest about some of the weak points, because these weak points could be potential reasons why we lose games we shouldn't next year as the season progresses. So that's where I'm at, John. We got to get cleaner. We're messy. We're a sloppy team. My last point, John, before we get to super chats here, and then or if you got a follow up.
Yeah.
This team does not do the little things well. And the little things is what used to make us different than everybody else. I'm talking about the blocking, like the Evan Link blunder that he missed on the Underwood run. I'm talking about the catches. I'm talking about the tackling. I'm talking about the strong special teams, the third phase of the game. That shit's non-existent. So that's where we are. So let's get it together. We got another week. Thankfully, we got Wisconsin. In my opinion, that's a tune-up game. That's an ability for us to get tighter, sharper, and better. So we'll see where we are, John. And then you can give your final thoughts here, and we'll get to these super chats.
Final thoughts is this was a must-win, and we did it.
Must win. That's right.
And
that's right.
Look, we have to remember that Nebraska was extremely motivated in this game.
That's right. Yes, they were. They wanted this.
And they wanted this bad. Michigan also wanted this bad. And they wanted it bad for their coach, too, Sharon Moore. This was partly, and it actually was kind of poetic. And I know that I've been critical on the amount of running and the amount of inside zone. In that fourth quarter, when Michigan has the lead, that's exactly what you do. That's the right time to do it. Is when you're in a situation where you have to grind a lot of clock, you're ahead, and you mix in the Bryce run in with the running backs. So it's not just it's a combination, and it went. I thought that was chef's kiss. I know it only resulted in 3 points. I don't care. The amount of clock that it ate up, right? A large chunk of that fourth quarter ate up because of that drive. So I'm very happy because Nebraska won. But I also want this team to be in the playoffs. And those of you who are saying, John whines too much. Okay, I give you that. Sometimes I do. But here's the thing. I want this team to be a national championship contender every year because I love my school. Because I went to Ann Arbor and I bleed this school. I bleed maize and blue. My fiance just got me maize and blue flowers, has gotten me a flag plant, has gotten me all this stuff. I'm like, look, we want this to be an elite program, and that's the point. We're going to always point out the good. And there was a lot of good today. Justice Haynes crushing it. Jordan Marshall, like stepping out and having a solid showing as well, right? I thought Jordan Marshall was going to do great things this year, and we saw it today. He did get 80 yards. He got a tutty. So you had a three-headed monster at run game. Justice Haynes, Jordan Marshall, and Batman himself,
right,
Bryce
Batman.
Underwood, combining for 286. So I think
John.
it was beautiful.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
That's right, baby. That's what it's about, boys. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we care about this team. Listen, we all know this should be a playoff contender. And the good news is there's reasons to believe it can be. But the reality is we got to get a little tighter, a little more cleaner, a little more polished. And I think the team can do it. We're going to watch. Every week we should get better. You're already seeing it. You're already seeing the team evolve in front of our eyes. Like I said, you're seeing Barra move to edge. You're seeing Bryce able to open up the offense. A lot of exciting things, in my opinion. Things to work on, but a lot of exciting things.